Yeah, we're going now. Can you record now?
Yeah, you can
Let's
come
go
to
in
the
first.
front.
Go
Thank
in.
you, YC, for that beautiful, beautiful
Oops, sorry.
rendition of Amor Fiesta. Thank you so much, YC, for that. That was gorgeous. I now want to invite Les Harper and others from the encampment network support to come up and to speak to you about what has been happening at the encampment. As people know, we saw the brutal militarization and attacks on residents of the encampment last week, and the brutal escalation of policing and security against the people of the encampment. And Les Harper and Nicole and Isaiah and others are here to talk to you about it, as well as to actually creatively express some of that. Thank you. Welcome, Les.
Hey, bonjour, Sanse. I'm very happy and very proud to be with my family here, to be invited to express our culture and traditions, and to be in this place where the police are not right now. The police have no business to be here, but we know, we have to realize we can't fool ourselves and thinking they're not around. They're always around, and they're doing things. Since 1834, the Toronto Police Force has been formed, but we know that they were long before that. For over 500 years, Indigenous people have been fighting the system, and it's been a struggle so many years. They tried to abolish us, tried to wipe us out, and they couldn't do that because of our grassroots connections with each other, with the communities, with the people. It's always been about the people, and that's the thing that they could never get and have and take away from us. So I want people to realize, to see that, and that's what we have. We brought our drum, our dancers, and I just wanted to say, we have Barbara and Miguel. They were here guarding the sacred fire at the BELLWOODS, Trinity BELLWOODS on last Tuesday there. And they got detained regarding their culture and traditions. And it's a shame, shame. But it was very proud of them to be there and protect their culture. Joey is here, our elder. You know, they took care of that fire the way they had to do it, and in such a respectful way. You know, the tactics they used, they've used so many things against us over the years. The G20, they were using kettling, and they after that it was illegal to do that, and they knew that. And so what they did last week there is that they did a thing. They put exit signs on the gates, so they couldn't be considered that. But a lot of those gates were zip tied and tied up, and had the police blocking them, so you couldn't leave those ways. But they get away from those things, those tactics. They have those things. They're, you know, and I don't say this a proudly thing, but they're smart, and we have to be aware of that, and we have to be on, you know, on our guard all the time, knowing that they're not there for us. And so with that, I want to say miigwech for this time to be able to speak and to be here and have these medicines. I see so many people from different communities, and there was a lot of people in this crowd that were there at Trinity BELLWOODS and at Lamport Stadium. And there's a lot more coming. We can't fool ourselves. It's going to get a lot worse from them, and we have to prepare ourselves and be ready for that, and keep our, you know, our hearts where we believe in what they are, because they can't take that away from us. They can't take our spirit away from us. They've tried many times and through many things. They'll never be able to do that. We brought our drum here. That drum is our heartbeat of our Mother of the Earth. And we hear that. We have that connection to the Mother of the Earth, our first teacher. And then when you see the dancers dance, you'll see Nicole Levesque and Indiana Cada dance their jingle dress. That's a sacred dance that we have, and it's very spiritual. And they have that timing of that heartbeat. They're connected to the earth. So we'll all be at one mind, one body, one spirit. And we need to take care of those things. And that's what you're doing right now. You're taking care of your community by being in one mind, one body, one spirit. So I want to say miigwetcha with that, and have Isaiah come over here. Let's go this mic. Isaiah Keita is a singer, my nephew, that comes to many things. We had a call from people from ESN and asked us to come down to BELLWOODS, and Nicole came there with their sacred dress, and blessed that area. Isaiah came in there and brought the drum, and Nicole and myself, we how they did it. We went through the alleyway and just lifted off the fence, and we wouldn't let them stop us from being in there. We snuck in after they closed the gates, and that's and so did sort of Barbara. And that's the thing. It's like that's what we have to do. We have to be ahead of them, what they're trying to do. And they talk about the things that they're there for the protesters there. There's footage of all of them there being waved before so many people came. Many hours before the police were there. In large numbers. And that is a fact. There's documentation. They could say something, the city could say something, whatever they want. But the city spends more money on police encampments than they spend on housing. And that's a fact. And it's a very shame. So we're gonna have Isaiah sing, and Nicole is part of ESN. They're a part of they work in Moss Park encampment, and they always come to all the events and things that they're a very strong family, and very happy to have them here. And again, I want to thank Miguel and Barbara and Joey for being the way of keeping our culture alive and strong. Miigwech. We have a family here that is keeping the traditions alive through teaching their young, carrying on that culture and tradition. It's so important. Indiana comes to so many events and been involved with the encampments and stuff, and supporting the encampments and circles we have for our residents in many of the parks. And they're learning their language. Isaiah and Nicole are making sure they're carrying out those traditions, and that's so important. Again, because these things were taken away from us. Well, they tried to abolish them and take them, and it's important that we share that culture and keep that going. And that's so important to teach the next generation a grassroots look and outlook to make sure that it continues. They will never be able to take that away from us. And that's so important. We're gonna have one more song from them and dance. They're gonna do a sidestep, and that's a different style of the dance. Those that you hear them when they're dancing, they have those cones on their dress, and that represents that rain, that you hear that water, that gift of life. So water is life. It's so important that we carry that, and there's so many people that have that, and we need to carry on those ways. It's so important. And I'm so proud of these guys. I get to be with them all the time, and to see that we try to make us. My friend Denise Baldwin always says, "There's no safe place, but we try to make it as safe as possible," and that's what we're trying to do for our people as the people. Miigwech.
Thank you, Les, Nicole, Isaiah, Indiana.